Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Programming Master channel. In which we will talk about the Java collection framework. Java collection framework it contains interface, abstract class, and classes which can provide the architecture to store and manipulate a group of objects. According to Java point, the collection in Java is a framework that provides an architecture to store and manipulate a group of objects. It can achieve all the operations you perform on the data, such as searching, sorting, insertion, manipulation, and deletion, etc. Java collection is nothing but a single unit of object. It provides many interfaces like set, list, queue, dequeue, and classes. Classes namely ArrayList, vector, linked list, priority queue, hashed, linked hashed, tree set, etc. Let's start directly. For today's topic is array list, linked list, and vector. We will talk tree directly by implementing vector. Okay, okay. Let's start by implementing. First, we will talk about array list. Array list. First, we need to import java.util dot. We can either add star means we are importing all the classes or object. If we want to import only array list, we can add a array list. Okay, published class. We need to define class. Public class array list one. This should be same as file name also. Then we need to define publish static. Static means we can access any class. Any class can be accessed using this keyword. This is a main function. Public static void main string. We don't need to worry about this. It's a simple thing in bracket. But we need to define syntax. Syntax is array list. We are defining syntax. And anything you had like to name like li any name. I will define that later. New object if you want to create a new class array list. We are creating a new array list. Then okay, that it is a simple syntax. If you want to define like integer or a string, we can define here. Okay. First, we want to give an example of integer. It's a simple thing. Okay. This is also integer. Okay. Then we start adding like array list. If you want to add, then li dot. We defined earlier li dot add about simple term to okay. Sorry to li dot add another element 5 li dot add about 7. Okay. When we need to define a for loop. For loop means enhanced for loop. Or that means if you want, if we had defined an integer there, so we need to define integer and anything value temp to li. That what that mean? Li to values will be stored in temp variable. Then if you want to do print out it to string then system dot out.println temp. This is the basic sum. Let's talk about one more thing. We will get output like 257. I will show you later. Okay, let's dash. Sorry. Just for better understanding. Okay, for loop. Okay. Then we define the integer in this example. Now we want to define string example. Then we need to define here string. Uh, let take an example L. We going to new array list of L. Oh, sorry, string, and then bracket close. And we can define, we can add a string, etc. Like okay, L okay, L dot add like for suppose we can add two examples here. Then we need to display all those results. For that we need to define for loop. Enhance for loop we can define temp L because value of L will be copied to string value, string of temp value. Then we need to print out the output system dot out dot println temp because that is the value we are going to print out. Okay, next we want to next simple one more example we want to define array list. Same example but slightly different implementation. AL. You need to define different like this type class for every like we can define li for same as li because it will confusion will be system conflict will occur. So we want to define al, we are defining that, and we need to create a new object, new array array list. We are what we are defining integer of bracket. Okay, and al dot add, we define one because it's an integer. So then al dot add two. Not a different implementation of for loop. Like if you want to define for loop, then al dot for each of a. Take a new variable we can add anything if you want to. Then system where we need to print out those output system dot out dot println of al. Println of a, sorry. What does that mean? Okay, one more close bracket. You need to close this. Okay, I think it correct only. We have close. This one is open, close. Okay, okay, okay. Not okay. Okay, let's save this program. We will talk about array list one because we have defined array list one dot java. We can use Eclipse if you want to define Eclipse. Public class I have defined public close. Then this one is included here. Sorry, bracket add a number. Okay, not. You can use Eclipse anything if you want to. Let's compile this program. Say list one dot java. Oh, one let error is chin. Okay, okay. Thing where it that is thing. Okay, sorry. It dot out of printer. Okay, let again compile. No error on that code. Java. We need to run the program list one. See, we have added a list to 257 as earlier 257. Then two string, and we have added one and two variable like the digit basic uh, syntax for array list example. If there are many kinds of if you want to define if you want to remove the separate syntax are there, we can available it's available already in internet itself. We can see array list. Okay, it's a 50 minutes recording only. Okay, array list syntax we want to in java. See void that we can define everything. Tutorial point it a good. Tablet rituals also good. See, it also have defined the same thing like is the ArrayList. Using ArrayList, he had declared a string car. He had the name, new object created. It's nothing like a public class, my class. They have created. Then added all those numbers. Then printed all those object. If you want to an object these element like, then we can use get method GT. Then a card dot get of 0 we will get a valve at an output. If see, if you want to change an item, we can use the set 0 comma open one. Open one, then it will change the value. Like if a valve, then it will set that op one. It's a change an item. If you want to remove an item, you can dot remove of 0, then Volvo example will be deleted. If you want to run an example, no problem, it's nothing. See, it a defined example. If you want to remove an first element, then G it had been removed. That is an if you want to find the size means total number of items in an element like 1 2 3 4 elements are present, then for side of the code is the 4, side of an object is 4. If you want to get we learned about a for loop statement. He had defined only a simple for loop. It is nothing car dot side means how many car object class had been defined. If you want it in this case we have four object four class, then I is less than 4 it will define all the four Volvo, BMW, Ford, Mazda will be printed. It's nothing but a simple for loop. What I have defined is enhanced for loop. See, for it's an easy method to define like this one. Okay, thank you. Time up for me because 15 minutes already. Okay, okay, okay.